Hey guys, it's me again, Jason, coming to you from my home shop here in Napanee, Indiana. We're still in making changes to the El Camino mode, and we're going to continue right on with other things that we feel like are needing addressed. So we're gonna get working on the front brakes. Yeah, we're gonna replace those front brakes today. I don't think I've really talked about it before, but when I'm in the pit, the pedal feels pretty soft, and I think it has to do with the fact that I have a smaller master cylinder. I have a 3/4 inch master cylinder. I should probably have a 7/8. So the pedal feels a little bit soft, but that 3/4 inch master cylinder allows it to make a ton of pressure. So when I was at Big Indian and I was skidding towards the wall, I was absolutely standing on the brakes because I felt like the front tires weren't locked up because the pedal feel is a little soft on the car. So something that could have helped me when I was flying at the wall was to have let off the brakes, because then the front tires would have went. And I did pulse the front brakes a couple of times, but absolutely nothing happened. They just stayed locked. That smaller 3/4 inch bore has more pedal travel, but it also makes more pressure when it gets to that back end. So I feel like I made a lot of pressure, and then when I let off, it doesn't really come off really quick and let the tires free up. So we're going to replace the stock calipers and the stock hard lines, and I'm still using the stock proportioning valve up underneath the car, but it's just running just the front brakes, and I think that's where some of that like residual pressure not being released quickly is coming from. It's the last part of the El Camino that came with the El Camino when I bought it. So I was kind of, I'm making wholesale changes to the car, and it's kind of like make them all at once. Just get it done, get it over with, get back out there and start refiguring it out, I guess. So I was thinking of all the things that I changed, and I thought to myself, gee, right now would be a great time to change those brakes. So I went ahead and I bought a brake kit, a Wilwood brake kit, and we're gonna put it on. So let me take you in here and give you a closer look at this everything that we got from Wilwood. So I got a bunch of Wilwood parts here. These are the little calipers. These are about the cheapest Wilwood kits that you're going to get. They came with brakes. These are just single. They're not like big, thick rotors. They're pretty thin. They come with these like little aluminum hubs. You put this adapter on them. Wada bing, wada boom. And then you take that and you hook it to this guy. Some way, somehow, that goes on there, and that's going to be kind of that all set up. And then it comes with all the bolts and nuts that you need to put it in there. Some brake pads. These are some adapters, so I'm going to have to pretty sure I'm going to have to cut my spindle. I got a big old instruction book. I probably should have read that last night, but yeah, these are going to go on the spindle so I can mount the brakes. And I did also get that 7/8 master cylinder, and then I went ahead and got Wilwood lines and some fittings and whatnot. I got a little T so that I can basically run from my master cylinder down to the T, and then run hard lines out to the, and then run soft lines. So things I did not get in the kit. I didn't get a way to connect this to the pedal. The current master cylinder that's in it has is connected, so I should be able to replace it one for one with that. And I didn't get a line from the master cylinder to the T, so I'm going to have to get that. I also just realized that this comes with like really crazy, these are the studs for the wheels. So I'm probably going to have to get some kind of lug nut, because I don't think that's going to be the same lug nut that I have. So I'm going to have to get some lug nuts. I'm going to have to get hard lines, because I didn't get hard lines because I don't know how long they need to be. And I did not get a soft line from the master cylinder to the T. So there's a few things that I'm going to need to get. But I kind of need to get the stuff in the car first to start with. And then once I have the stuff in the car, then I can kind of make a game plan and a decision on how long a line I need from the master cylinder to the T, and what hard lines I need from the T to the little junction to go to the soft lines, yada yada yada. This stuff ain't gonna put itself on, so let's get to building those guys out with those and those. So let's get building all that out. I even got seals and bearings in there. So let's get those all. Let's get one of these built so that it's ready to go on the car. So let's get going. Enough talking. Get to it. Well, guys, I cleaned a little spot out here on my bench to build the first one. And the first thing I ran into is these big old guys right here, or a big old Torx. I don't know if you can see that or not. Big old Torx. I don't have any Torx. And these are also the ones that take the little wire tie. You know what I mean? When the little wire tie them together. And I don't have any of that either. I've never done that. And I don't have anything to do that. And I don't have Torx. So I think we're going to go run to the hardware store. And run to the hardware store and get us a big old Torx and see if we can get one of those wiring kits. And I also need to grease these bearings, so I'm gonna grab some grease while I'm there too. So road trip to the O'Reilly's. Man, I need to clean my bench. Okay, guys, I ran to the store. I got me some red grease to make things move. I got me some red Loctite to make things not move. And then I went to the Hobo Freight, and I got the finest of Pittsburgh wire ties and some wire. I went and got a Torx bit because I didn't have a Torx bit. And I actually stopped and read the instructions because this thing's a lot more complicated than I thought. So we're going to assemble this to this. We're going to use those bolts. We're going to wire tie them on with some Loctite. And then we should be able to put this guy onto here. But I need to put a bearing and a seal in there and the studs in there before I do that, which I have all that stuff here as well. So we're going to get one hub completely assembled so that we can then go to the car and work on the car side of this stuff. So I'm going to put you guys up here on time lapse, okay? Wow, guys, these look really freaking cool, man. Super lightweight, gonna have super good grip. Yeah, it went together really easy. That's the first time I've ever wire tied anything, so give me a grade. What do you think? A through F. First time ever wire tying stuff, safety wiring stuff. Bearing and sail went in. I have the other bearing. I'm gonna leave this side open until we get in there and get a spindle ready. So I guess we're to the portion of the show to go get get one of these wheels stripped off and get in there and see what we have to do. Well, guys, that wasn't as bad as I thought. That little hacksaw sure made quick work of those, and those holes got drilled and tapped pretty easy. So I think we're ready to install. I'm going to clean this up with some sandpaper. I'm going to clean these out with some brake clean. Go get some just some general cleanup before I go any further. I got a lot of debris in here. We certainly don't want that in with our bearings. So I'm going to go clean it all up real good, and then we're going to Loctite it up real good, and then we're going to send her home. I think this first side is getting pretty close. Well, I think it looks really good. So let's blow it apart. Let's Loctite it all up, and let's put it together one final last time. I'll bring you along for that. Well, that's one side all Loctited in and ready for brake lines and pads. It did say that these were a little wider, and that's why I put the tire on. If you look right down the edge of that tire versus the ball joint, you can kind of see there's a little bit of a gap between the ball joint and the tire. And if you come over to this other side, which is still stock, you do that same thing where you just disappear that tire. You can see that ball joint's over a little bit. So that tire actually sticks out about a ½ inch wider than it did before. I don't know if we're going to notice that much when we look at the car, but that tire is sticking out just a little bit more. So maybe that's a good thing. But that's why I put that on. I also pulled that caliper off and started just letting that drain out of there. So yeah, now I'm gonna go finish the other side. Yay. Well, we got those 3 holes tapped. So now we just need to work on making this guy fit up. So a little bit of sanding, a little bit of grinding, a little bit of hole wallering, and we should have it. So let's get to that.
Well, guys, at some point in putting that caliper on, I knocked you guys over and you got to stare at the sky. So I'm just bringing you in here, show you we got her done. What it looks like from the top. Looks just about perfect. I did go to the larger spacer in the front again. Yeah, I may not have needed it, but it's in there. It's all shimmed up. It's ready for some brake pads. Yeah, I'm completely happy with that. Looks like the other side. It's like the other side. So yeah, here we go. Let's I don't know, I think I need to run to the hardware store. And I need to get cotter keys. I didn't have one for this side, and the other side wasn't that great, so since I'm going, I'll just get them for both. I also got to wire these guys in. As you can see, they got a hole, but I'll probably wait until I get completely done before I do that. But I got to run to the store, get some cotter keys, finish that up, and then we can get to running some brake lines. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Well, I think I'm actually going to reverse that order. I think I'm going to run these brake lines, at least the soft lines, first. And then that way, when I go to the hardware store to get those cotter pins, I can also just get my hard lines that I'm going to need. So let's go ahead and get these soft lines on, see how they work. Okay guys, reading the instructions is important. It says to use Teflon tape. It says to tighten it up 1.5 to 3 turns past where it gets finger tight. I honestly like this stuff a lot better. I like this this thread sealant. So we're going to do that. We're going to do thread sealant on that guy, and then we're going to tighten it up until it's in this down position. I think that's where it's going to work the best. So yeah, be right back. How do I install that thing? I can't figure this out. This is like crazy. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it one-handed. Okay, I'm gonna have to get YouTube certified on how to put that thing in. I guess I just don't know. Well, guys, I got that thing out. I think this is one of the problems that we've been having with the car. So this is a proportioning valve, and this one used to run to the master cylinder for the rear brakes, and then it had one going out for the rear brakes, and then it has the front brakes caliper, or the front brakes master used to run in here, and then this was acting as our Y block to the front brakes, but it was also acting as a proportioning to the rear brakes based on pressure and yada yada yada. I think that this was just old and crudded up, and I think this was some of our issue with our front brakes, was the fact that we were using something that wasn't we were using something not as it was intended, which is never good. And getting rid of this being our T-block in the front brake lines is probably going to drastically improve things just in itself. You add the new calipers in there, and we're definitely probably going in the right direction. But yeah, this is what we're getting rid of. I I was attempting to replace all of this before, but it got to that point where I might as well just replace it all, and it was getting to the point where it was like I don't even trust the calipers. So this is just one of the pieces that come out. I think we're going to be able to reuse this 13 millimeter hole, this not 13 millimeter, but this this hole in the frame. I think we're going to be able to reuse that to put our T on. I already put the 3AN fitting in here, so let's get that T mounted up, and let's see what we're going to have to do for brake lines. That passenger side is definitely going to be hard because they actually run the passenger side underneath the engine at that cross member. I think we might be able to just cheat it across the front of it. I don't know. I have to look at it here in a second. Let's get that T mounted up though. Okay guys, I came up with a little mounting block. That's just a little piece of angle, and that stood up. And the reason I stood that up is because I'd like my cable to come out of here at a 90 and kind of just plug right in there. This is one of the parts I have not bought yet because I didn't know what length it was going to need to be, and this is one of the ones off of the brake lines, same as that guy down there. And I know that these are 12 inches long or 14 inches long, so if I just got one that was about 4 inches longer, that'd suffice for that. I also got underneath the car, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but I pulled the old brake line off of the passenger side, and I got it sitting out here, and I kind of straightened it out a bit. I do think that I will be able to get one back in there in the same location. So I measured this one. It's about a 60-inch long. That would give me a little extra. 54 if they had it, so 4.5 foot if they have it, 5 foot if they don't. And then on this side, I just need a little one about a foot long. And I should be able to make that work. So let's run to the hardware store and see if we can get a couple of hard brake lines and see if we can't get those hard brake lines in. And then we'll just be down to this one soft line and replacing that master cylinder with from a 3/4 to a 7/8. So yeah, let's go run to the hardware store and get a couple little small brake lines and see if we can't get those put in, and see if we can't get this guy off tonight as well. That'll at least let us order that last part from the O Summit, and then when that gets here, we can be 100% done on this and ready to bleed these brakes. So yeah, let's get to it. Well guys, I got those copper nickel lines. They're real easy to bend. I got this side completed to the T, and then I ran the other one. I even got to use the factory clips right underneath the cross member, right over to the other side, factory clips, and then up she comes and into our caliper. I need to order the line from there to there. I need to get that ordered, but I need to, that's what's going to keep me from bleeding the brakes. But I need to pull this master cylinder, and it's a 3/4. I need to swap it out for a 7/8. I think that's going to be next on the agenda. So here we go. Man, this is taking a long time to get all this brake stuff done. Okay guys, we got that thing out. This is one of the things that makes it really complicated to use, is the fact that the hole that they put in this thing, that you can't just pull this whole thing out. So I guarantee you, before I put that thing back in, I'm going to make that hole big enough that I can slide this master cylinder in and out while it's connected. But other than that, it's a really great kit. It's a really great adapting kit. It moves that that pivot up a bunch, and it makes the makes it work a lot better. But I think one thing that would drastically improve it is making that hole bigger so that this plate never has to come out. So essentially, I could just undo the 2 screws on the back of this, undo the pin that's here, and the whole thing would just shoot right out. So I think we're going to do that when we go to put it back in. I think we're going to make that different. But this is a 7/8, like I said before, and we're going to move that up to a or this is a 3/4 bore, and we're going to move it up to a 7/8, and possibly in the future even move it up to a 1-inch. But I'd like to get it at least to that 7/8 before I start bleeding brakes. So yeah, I think we're gonna do a little modification to that and get it put back in. Okay, so there's the one we took out, and there's the one that we're gonna go back in with. Man, that thing is substantially bigger. Yeah, I think the first time I put this one in, it was a real pain in the butt. There's a lot of stuff that I had to figure out that I didn't know. And this one actually went together and got to this point a lot quicker than this one. I think when I was doing this one, it took me like 3 or 4 days to figure this guy out, to where it only took like a couple of minutes to change this guy up and get it right. So that's that. That's all ready to go back in. So let's put her back in. Well, there's the new 7/8 master cylinder in. Drilling that larger hole in the plate was keen. I think I could switch master cylinders out now. Now that I have that larger hole drilled in there, I think I could change the master cylinder out in like a half hour. So I'm honestly, guys, that was one of the tasks I was really dreading doing. And it's because the first time I did it, it was such a pain. I don't know what you know about the floors in here in an Elco, but they're not made for fat kids and wiggling around. Now I can literally change master cylinders with taking those 2 off, and then there's a cotter pin inside there on the brake. Pull the cotter pin, pull those 2 out. This whole thing will slide out, change all the front, and I can slide a new one right in there. So that's a huge improvement over the 3/4 that was in there. Yeah, now we're just waiting for that line to come in. I got that line that goes from here down to there. I got that ordered from Summit. They typically take a couple of days, and that should be here. So that's as far as we can go. That's as far as we can go at the minute. I think that I'm going to wrap the video up here too, guys. I think I'm going to wrap the video up here. I think the next bit of it, bleeding the brakes and testing them, I think we're going to leave that for the next video. So yeah, we now have full Wilwood brake kit on the front end. We got all of our new hard lines, and we are minus one line and bleeding some brakes away from testing this out. And I think we'll just do that in the next video, because who knows, that could be even a bigger adventure than what this one's been. But yeah, I didn't think that was going to be that hard of a project to tackle, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm probably 25 hours into it. I'm probably 25 hours into changing those things, and I'm in the home stretch of it, but I'm not done yet. So Yeah, this is probably why I've dreaded doing the brakes so long, is because I know it can turn into a 40-hour project real quick. But I'm real happy with the results. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. So let's do a little outro, and then you can look forward to part 2 of this video, where I bleed the brakes and test the brakes, and yeah.
Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for this video. We successfully got the Wilwood rotors and calipers on. We had to modify our spindles. We got that all accomplished. Lots of new things we've never done before. We ran the hard lines, and we're down to that one soft line that I need to order. I got the new I got the larger master cylinder in its home. So I think we're going to end here, and then the next video is going to be hooking up that last bit, once overing it, and doing a first bleed of it and a first check of those brakes. So yeah, until then, this was a bunch of work. This is stuff I haven't done before. This was accomplishing a lot of things that I've never ever even attempted. So if I did something wrong, leave it in the comments below. Let me know. We're in this together. I'm trying to keep this thing out of the wall. Seems to be a harder task than it is. All in all, total, that was really close to about 30 hours of work, believe it or not. There were a couple of 12-hour days just spent figuring it out. When you're dealing with brakes, you can't get in a hurry. And when you're dealing with custom brakes, you can't get in a hurry. You gotta just, you gotta slow down. You gotta make time for it. And if you don't have the right tool for the job, you gotta wait and get it. And you gotta just be methodical about it. You can't take any shortcuts, or your whole system will be compromised. So if you ever have to do brakes, just take your time and get it right. The most important thing is right. It doesn't matter how quick you did the brakes if they don't work. So I think we're going to, yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for coming along. If you ever see me in the real world, come find me. Tell me that you're a subscriber. I got something for you. I got something real special for you. I can't wait. It's going to be a great summer. The car keeps getting better and better and better, and hopefully we're a little more controlled in the pit from now on. So thanks for following. Thanks for subscribing. I got a Facebook, I got an Instagram, I got a YouTube. Go over, find me at all the different places, say hi. I do legitimately want to hear about what you're working on. So leave it in a comment, or private message me. I love doing this stuff, even on days like this where I'm sweating and I'm trying to get into a tight area that I don't fit. I still like it. At the end of the day, I love the fact that my El Camino is getting better and better and better and better. And you know, once I start doing my part and driving better, I think we're gonna be in it to win it just about everywhere we go. And I look forward to that. I look forward to that day where the Elco showing up, people know that we're going to be up there towards the top. It's not today though. I'm not that good. The Elco is good. I'm not that good. So let's just keep moving on this this journey of doing burnouts and having fun and meeting new people and hanging out in the pits and going new places and seeing new things. And yeah, thanks for letting me bring you along. Till next time, I'm just rambling.